Nigga, we lit. Welcome everybody to the Real Response Podcast. Want to wish everybody a happy new year. We on episode 9. We got a lot of traction on our last one. We want to thank all the subscribers that tapped in and hit that subscribe button. The few people that actually engaged in the comment section with some thoughtful responses. We appreciate that. We looking for that engagement. So whether y'all agree or disagree with our views and our perspectives, just hop in that, comment section and give your point. Maybe we missed something. Like we missed something on one of our last videos that got addressed in the comment section. But go ahead and hit that sub button, hit the like button, and shit, if you disagree or not agree or whatever, hop in the comment section, let us know how you feel. It's a new year. Crazy new year starting off already with some war. And I don't even want to get all into the politics of that war. That's not what we gonna really, discuss. But first thing I want to actually address, and their little issue goes back, it's with Akademiks and Meek. And it seems like, and just already to start off, how he got his little chat niggas, so they already gonna feel some type of way. But if y'all mature enough, y'all should be able to understand that you can love or be a fan of someone and still disagree with their viewpoint on something. And he has like some some long hitting feud with Meek on the low, and you could tell if you guys ever pay close attention to some of the statements or the little jabs he will make throughout his captions or his videos lately. Like most recently on Everyday Struggle, he'll give him his props, but like whenever he get a chance to slide in something slick, he would. But Meek must have put a tweet up recently addressing that stuff with that war, where he just said, like, shout out to the soldiers, like he know what they feeling when their life's on the line 24/7. Because coming from the trenches, we feel our life is on the line when we hop off the porch too. And for the people that watch Everyday Struggle, they've been on a break for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so clearly it seems like Akademiks needs to recreate a whole narrative around that one sentence, change the whole point that Meek was stating in there, and just recreate it so he can have some content. And in the video, his whole narrative that he's pushing is trying to make it seem like that Meek's statement was basically trying to compare war to the trenches, war to the streets, and that's not what Meek was trying to do. He only was comparing the feelings that a nigga from the trenches shares with a soldier being deployed out to war. That was his only, like, I'm not saying it all verbatim, but it was literally to just that line was basically, coming from the trenches, I know how you guys feel with your life on the line 24/7. Right. And anybody that came from the streets, will understand that. If you came from the streets,
Akademiks don't come from the streets, so we don't understand.
But I'm saying, but for Akademiks to be as intelligent as he is, he should be able to, he has a good perspective overall. So he should be able to see things from somebody else's viewpoint and understand why they're saying that. And throughout his video, he's saying, I understand, but I don't, because this, clearly he's not even really like paying attention to the statement that Meek put out, because Meek's not addressing the war. He only addressed the feelings that soldiers feel when their life's on the line. It doesn't matter if your life's on the line for anything. Just that simple fact of your life being on the line is what he compared. So whether your life is on the line because you might be getting shot by some dirty cops, you got a lot of dirty cops running through your neighborhood, or you got beef. It doesn't matter that those beefs are attached to illegal activity. Your life is still on the line, and that's the only thing he addressed, shouting out to the soldiers that they still going out there performing and doing what they got to do, knowing the stress that's put on to them. Because some of us that came from those dark environments had those same levels of stress put on us when we stepped off the porch, not knowing if we gonna make it home to our family. And that's the only thing that he addressed. But Akademiks goes on to make it seem like it's about a war, and using this topic to start addressing other shit with Meek that bothers him, because he still has issues with Meek, saying I never know where Meek stand, because he's out here trying to do this prison reform, but then he raps about stuff that could put people in prison. And when Meek first came out of jail, and then like his first interview, he addressed all that, where he said, I'm out here trying to make a change with this prison reform. That's because I want to be able to help and give back to people that couldn't get themselves out of the situations he was placed in if you don't have the funds. Meek got out of that situation where he got that bid of 2 to 4 only because of people that was standing behind him. He had billionaires that put up money. They paid damn near all the lawyer fees and those investigation fees, the private investigators they hired to dig into Judge Brinkley. That shit totaled like $6 million or something. And the people that funded that was Jay-Z and Michael Rubin.
Yeah.
You know,
true.
so for the people that don't have that help, they need somebody else. They need some nonprofit organization that's out here, you know, collecting the funds to be able to give to these lawyers or have other lawyers that's on board with them doing pro bono work to help. So his whole thing was, he said, yeah, I'm out here fighting for this prison reform because I want to make change within the justice system because how fucked up it is, but don't get it twisted. I'm still going to speak and express my music based on the environment that I came from. So he's not contradicting himself, and that's what academics try to say, that he's contradicting himself because he wants to change the justice system, but he still wants to rap about where he came from. That don't even fucking make sense. Especially if we're going to sit there and accept art for what it is. It's artistry.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what music. Art is. So I got to speak my truth. So if I'm coming from the trenches and I'm around guns, around drugs, you're going to hear that stuff seep into my music. It doesn't mean that when I'm out that studio that I can't go out here and fight for laws to be changed. But because Drake is Akademiks' favorite artist, and he hangs off this dude nuts like a banana from a tree.
Yeah.
This guy just be fucked up, and he always wants to kind of, you know, take jabs at people, especially Meek, because ever since Meek, that was basically the only chink that Drake had in his armor at that time was the ghostwriting rumors.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah, that's true.
Up until that time, no one has ever fazed Drake or even came at Drake for the fear that their career would be buried because of how big of an artist he was. So when Meek did that, even though Drake still stayed on that big platform that he was on, he even admits that was the one thing that bothered him so much. You know, so since he's this big old fan, it bothers him so much that he feels that he has to sit here and continually come at Meek about it. And then there was another little part, because when he put that tweet up, I actually hopped in there, and then I'm going it back and forth with some guy on Twitter that basically having the same idiotic viewpoint that Akademiks is having, and he's skipping not even the main, damn near the only addressing sentence that Meek post addressing that, and then starts talking about other stuff, telling me that well, it's not the same. You can't compare it because these men and women, they're leaving out not knowing if they're going to make it back to their family. So it's not the same. How is it not the same? When we step off the porch and you coming from the trenches, it doesn't matter where you headed. You could be stepping off the porch to go to the liquor store. It is not a guarantee that you're going to make it back home.
Facts.
You know,
that's always facts.
And then he tried to do the same thing where he's trying to say, there's no way you could compare the war to the streets or a soldier to a goon in the streets. And I'm thinking, well, the way I think, there's plenty of ways that I can, and this is in context. So listen to the context of how I'm explaining this. You know, don't be boxed in already thinking there's no way you can make that comparison. Like if we're gonna compartmentalize this whole subject, right?
Yeah.
There's different categories and sections we can like place the soldier in or the goon from the streets in. So he's trying to say, right, that there's no way that a goon from the streets can feel what a soldier is feeling, because the soldier gets deployed not knowing he gonna make it home to his family, not knowing if he's gonna get killed. We leave with those same
shit.
Same things. Whether
same feeling.
Exactly. When we leave, there's a chance that we can get killed by a cop. There's a chance that we can get falsely accused for a crime that we didn't commit and get locked up and not see our family.
Life.
Let's not act like that shit's not true.
That
How many black men
happens.
have been falsely accused, set in jail, did 20 plus fucking years? You know, even recently with It was like called the Manhattan Five or something like that. I can't remember, but these 5 dudes got accused of rape, did a whole bunch of time.
When they see us,
they see us. My bad, I had it wrong.
Netflix, yeah.
With that, like, and that's not even the only instance. There's so many of black men being falsely accused. So on that topic, we're both leaving from the deployed soldier to that regular guy in the hood.
Yeah.
We both leave under those same conditions. We don't know if we're gonna make it back home. We don't know if we're gonna get shot. We getting killed. This is more prevalent than ever that we're getting killed by fucking officers, you know? So we can get killed by an officer, we can get killed by an op, we can get killed by a straight bullet. So don't act like that a motherfucker that's in the trenches cannot share that same feeling when you're looking at it in that aspect. There's no way you can act like that.
You know what's kind of crazy is when the person in the military suit is kind of safer than the dude that's in the hood, you know, because
they legally ride around with big ass guns.
Yeah,
Not to say they can't get blown up by mine or anything else, but at least they can freely
walk
around with their protection with a group of men backing them up.
Yeah, it's something with, I guess, the human brain. Like, you know, they'll probably look at the military dude and say, no, I won't shoot them. But they'll look at the hood nigga and say, I'm about to shoot you quicker than I'm going to shoot this military
let's
dude.
not act like that with how they trying to act.
Yeah, you can't compare. You can't compare that because basically, I think the goon is in more danger than the goddamn.
Yes, exactly. Because
soldier.
Think about it. Think about it. Like, even for the people that are the United States has been the war, but it's not like we warn constantly. A lot of these times, these guys are on a base. They're safe, and like I said, I'm not sitting here saying their life is never on the line because it 100% is.
And we ain't never lived that life, but
you know exactly. So don't act like I'm downplaying the position that they play. Not doing that at all. But I'm saying to try to downplay the position that the goon in the hood is in is fucked up too, because he's in a fucked up situation and it's 24/7. Every time he come out, even in the house, even there's shootouts and motherfuckers getting shot.
All that.
So let's not. That's what it's hard for academics, and this is why sometimes they say if you don't come from a certain environment or lifestyle, you shouldn't speak on it because you don't understand the depths of it to actually give an educated, response to any of that shit. And this dude just got so much ill feelings that he used one sentence or even half of the fucking sentence to spin a whole narrative of this whole video going at Meek, trying to get like all the army people, the people that backed them up, to be like, yeah, fuck Meek, you fucking idiot.
It's kind of getting the whole America to go at Meek.
Exactly. All the people that stand for that shit. And then he has these other points where he's saying, well, it's not the same because the guys that's going out, the hood people, most of the time they're in beefs that got something to do with criminal activity. That still was not what Meek addressed. Meek's statement was, we
know exactly how it feels.
How you feel that our life is on the line 24/7. That's it. So it doesn't matter that our life is on the, and I'm just speaking for our culture. It doesn't matter that our life is on the line backed by some criminal activity. If we want to get technical, some of the shit these soldiers' life is on the line is for criminal activity. It's just laws put in place by the government to not make those crimes illegal. Come on now, there's been so many soldiers that came back that said, I don't even know why I was in Iraq and Afghanistan fighting for. Motherfuckers was over there stealing oil. So they're over there still doing illegal shit that's just not illegal to the United States because they put laws in place to protect them to be able to go to other countries and steal shit. So if we get technical, these soldiers, even though they're not like at the hands of the thievery, they're still out here basically helping participate in these criminal activities.
And they don't know, And
they don't know. A lot came back and said that. So when they having all these like dumbass like analogies on why the comparison just doesn't fit, the shit fits. You just gotta know that other side of life to be able to say, well, damn, it does fit.
Yeah.
And then when we looking at it in the only sense that Meek said is only knowing. That's all he was talking about, was knowing the feeling of your life being on the line 24/7. I feel for y'all. That's all he ever said. He never said the fight that you guys are fighting ain't shit to the fight that we fought. He's never saying none of these statements that he's finding a way to pull out of his ass.
Like how you said, they on the break, so he
create this 5-minute video. That's what I felt, because most of the time I'll be like basically behind him on his viewpoints because, like I said, he has a unique, but most of the time,
that's why they put him on the platform that he's on,
But, and usually his perspectives be on point. They don't be all fucked up, you know what I'm saying, or just off the wall. But sometimes he's biased on who he speaks on and how he speaks on them.
Meeks, he's real biased.
Yeah, he's been biased on them, especially come from the chasers, threatening him and shit like that before. Yeah. But come on now, get the fuck out of here. And for his fans, don't come over here with no bullshit. It's okay to disagree with a person that you love. You love your mom. I bet there's plenty of times you disagree with her opinion on something.
Disagree with Akademiks.
It's called agree to disagree. So there's a lot of fans, whether it's a fan of an artist or a media personality, they always feel that if they disagree with that person they stand behind, that they're going against them. Nah, everybody's human and got our own opinions. We got our own viewpoints, And some people shit ain't accurate and some is not, or some is, but we could agree to disagree. That nigga was not right on that shit, especially when he tried to spin the whole narrative to make it look like Meek was trying to like compare the streets to the war when he was only comparing a feeling of somebody in the streets compared to the feeling of a soldier in war. That was it. Yeah. And this nigga did some shit to spin it all up.
That's what he got to do.
And that's why it's us. We got to pull up real quick and get that real response on shit like that.
And just show them, like,
that's bullshit.
We're going to give them that real response, I agree with everything you said.
It's real shit. Like, even while Everyday Struggle been going hard, he even had to like talk to some of his fans because he wasn't releasing videos on like a consistent basis.
Oh yeah,
because he'd be so busy and he getting paid good money from Everyday Struggle. So maybe that's having him lack in enthusiasm from doing those videos to where he's just not.
He can't be that creative.
Exactly.
He's so
busy. Like
you don't come up with bullshit though.
Yeah, exactly.
When
so
was very
now when he goes on his break,
saying.
that's when you always sees he's just going ham on somebody.
Yeah,
crazy ham. But yeah, I just had to address that because that shit was stupid. And the other dude that was on fucking Twitter going at me had some dumbass shit to where he just had to kill his response because he was coming back with stupid shit too. Yeah. He was just coming back with stupid shit too. Man, starting a new year off all fucked up, y'all.
Everybody, coming with stupid shit. But what I want to speak on is DaBaby situation, and I'm not reporting about what he did. Everybody know what he did. Everybody see what he did on the internet. I just want to look at it as his perspective.
Yeah, but what did he really do on the internet? Because I remember when we first talked, off camera, and you was telling me he supposedly put hands on a guy. Yeah. But then I was hearing from somewhere else that he never was on video doing nothing.
Nah, he's on video beating the dude up.
Him.
Yeah, on the video. Well, it's not showing that it's him.
Exactly.
So
use the word allegedly. Yeah, we can't be out here getting sued.
That's what I was money. That's what you should have let me say that. I got that in my notes.
Like this nigga accusing us of shit.
He's being accused for it. Of spilling apple juice on the man. I thought that was very funny. Take an iPhone and then the $80. Which is bothering me with the internet is I think the internet takes the $80 and just runs with it. They see $80 and takes the man.
And say he's broke?
Yeah, he's broke.
Come on now.
All of this.
The internet y'all be on some bullshit on the internet. It's like y'all don't be having a life sometimes.
Yeah, and that's why, he tweeted today saying, that basically the internet is for the lost souls. They follow the lost souls, you know what I mean? And he ain't really with the internet, but
wave riding.
It's just because it's his music. That's why he fucks with the internet. But everybody's speaking on the way how it's fucked up that he did that if he got money. But how I look at it is, nobody knows DaBaby as the artist. Everybody don't know the janky ass promoters that be out here that artists deal with. So he probably reached a limit to it's just like, nigga, if you play me, I'm gonna whoop your ass, But what happened with the promoter?
Shit, he still got his boundary lines he created. Just because he became a rapper, he ain't lost the integrity or the morals he stand by.
So if y'all don't know what happened is, DaBaby was supposed to get paid by this host. He was supposed to host a show in Florida for this promoter.
And he cut the dude a good price because
for $30K.
Exactly. When he's getting paid like
100,
200K.
Exactly. So that's
because his artist Stunner for Vegas was doing it that he said he'll go ahead and do it for the low
he
just to bring some more attention for his artists.
How I feel, I already told you I'm gonna do it for the low. Then you give me $20K and you don't give me $10K and then you tell me you gonna give me that on the back end, you about to get the backhand. You know what I mean? Like I'm not I already basically I already went low for you for that. So now you disrespecting me as a man. Like, I just feel like you disrespecting me. So I don't feel wrong that DaBaby whooped his ass, even though that we know who DaBaby is. He the hottest right now. Jay-Z told him, Diddy told him right now, but that man is still a man, and then he just probably took it as, you my homie, you disrespecting me, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm taking everything from you. We don't need your iPhone. We clearly know he don't need that because in court he said he got $25K, $2,500 that he need to get picked up from that hotel, so he not really worried about the $80 that everybody keeps running with that the man broke or whatever, like.
They could have just, because that's what when I heard a reporter on it, they were saying they took $80 in his credit card. They probably took his fucking wallet.
Yeah.
And when he reported it, when everything happened to the police, he said, they took $80, like, because they asked him like what he physically lose. So he probably saying $80 in my credit card, but then that's the only thing they highlight and emphasize on because it sounds more entertaining to say this millionaire stole somebody's $80 in their credit card.
So it looks like, DaBaby took the money. Like, you got to realize a lot of artists do this shit all the time. You know, Russ is always beating people up, him and his entourage, you know. The Chasers, you know, but you don't catch them doing this shit. It's just DaBaby got a lot of eyes on him, and I think he just don't really be giving a damn sometime. He just gonna whoop your ass. But he's still going what his song is. You know, he being Suge, you know, even though he shouldn't be that person. But we don't know what these janky promoters be doing. And everybody know how janky promoters is, like, you know what I mean, and stuff. So the janky promoter still wins because he's trying to sue, you know, DaBaby right now for $400K.
They don't got no evidence.
Yeah, they don't have evidence.
But that's neither here nor there. My thing is, okay, so if you was in that position, what would you do? Because if I'm a millionaire, if I'm on the status of that, DaBaby, hottest records, hottest artists out, one of the hardest artists out, $1 million plus, getting all this money, would you sacrifice your freedom in a position, you basically letting that promoter trick you out your position, trick you out the streets? Would you? I'm gonna have some other men, you know, not that they gotta take that fall, but they gonna be unnameable, like unknown. Yeah. They know me, so if I run up and I punch DaBaby, I mean, not DaBaby, but the promoter, he booked me. He knows who I am. Now, if I send 5 of my guys to take care of that, I get to slide through the cracks. You gotta. To me, it's like it's levels to this shit. As you making this money, you can't be the man to go to do the hit or to go do the packing out. Not when you reach that status, because you can be pointed out too easily.
Maybe how I'm looking at it, I understand that.
But what would you do though?
What I would do, I would probably whoop his ass.
Yeah, because, see, I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't do it, but we gotta realize how fast.
I'm thinking everything in a longevity sense.
Yeah, you thinking longevity, but we gotta realize how DaBaby actually blew up this fast. This man is still kind of being in the Kodak mindset.
That's understandable, but I'm saying we gotta wisen up soon. Why do we want to make multiple mistakes over and over before we reach that level of enlightenment?
Because sometimes it takes mistakes to wisen up.
Yeah, but I didn't say one mistake. I said why we want to continually make the mistakes over and over and over. You know, he been in these positions. He been in these positions. He just hasn't got booked yet.
That's what I was just about to say.
Exactly, from the fight inside the Louis store, from the fight inside the club, from the shootout. He's been in these multiple, but he's been finding his way to slither out these motherfuckers like a slippery, slimy snake. So he's been cool for a minute, but now it's gonna catch up to him. And it ain't gonna be some crazy amount of years or something like that. Most likely it's gonna be some payout or something like that. But why waste the money and having to pay this guy out? Having to fucking pay lawyer fees. It don't matter if you got them retained. That's just to have them retained on call. You still gonna have to pay them once now they gotta pick up a case. So the amount of money that's gonna be lost, the time that's gonna be lost, to me, that trade, it just isn't worth it. I'd rather send the niggas you don't know to come punch your ass up, and I get away with it.
Okay, so right there at the heat of the moment,
my satisfaction come from getting away from it.
Yeah, I know, but at the heat of the moment, if you just feel like somebody's playing you as a man, and you know, and he tell,
heat of the moment, things transpire.
Yeah, so what you saying that? What would you think you're gonna do right there at the heat of the moment, knowing
that's why it's like it's a double-sided sword, because I'm being able to give my opinion from an outside perspective. I'm not placed in that position having to react at that moment.
Yeah.
You feel me? So being able to be on the outside looking in, I got more time to think. So I'm on the outside looking in, I want to pursue a different avenue. I don't want to go down that because of the money, the time. He gets booked, 2 days locked up.
Yeah.
If he was booked for 2 shows, that's a couple $100,000 he missed right there.
No, and then he probably.
That's what I'm constantly thinking about, the loss compared to the gain. Okay, I lose the $10,000 that he played me for. It's cool, but what you guys got to understand is this: the way these booking works is you get a deposit before you go. You come get the back end before you perform. If they don't bless you with the back end, you can just walk off and not perform. So he didn't lose no money. He got the 20. He was supposed to get the way he's supposed to be operating. You get the other 10, you get your back end before you hop on the stage.
Facts.
So once the dude then come forth with that back end, I ain't performing. So what did I lose? Nothing but the time to come here with my dog and support him for performing. And I got $20,000 to do nothing. So I'm going to look at it in the loss compared to the gain. What am I really losing? The time is what I lost. If I had something else going, or if I sacrificed maybe a show to be here for my guy, the time I lost. Maybe a little money if I did sacrifice the show. But if I had no show, I sacrificed a little bit of time and I made a free 20 bands. That was it. Because now I'm not going to perform. And now what that does, that hurts promoters' status overall in the long run, because now you're going to get put in the books or in the eyes of other people as a promoter that doesn't doesn't show up when it's time to show up. Whether you got bookings for Drake or whoever, people gonna question him now because you're gonna be labeled that promoter that doesn't come through with his promises or the people that he put on his bill. And for a promoter, that's the fucking worst label to have because that's gonna kill your money stream.
Yeah. So right now, this should kill his money stream. If either way, it don't work for the promoter either because he's gonna sue DaBaby, but now everybody
you're gonna be known as a promoter that do not follow through with your back end.
Yeah.
So now, see, I don't know how DaBaby operated. Like, did he perform that night? And
no,
then look
he was
for his
supposed 10? To. He didn't. I don't
see. That's more of a reason that he should have been like, "All right, fuck you, nigga. You just gave me a free 20."
Yeah, but how I'm looking at it, which I don't think
it's different. See, this is how I would see he played me. If he told me, I got the 10 for you, it's in the office, I got it once you perform. Then I performed. Okay, now you just lied to my face, told me you had my 10 and still didn't pull through on that. Now you blatantly disrespected me. But for the fact that you up my deposit of the 20 and then follow through with the 10, but I ain't performed yet. To me, I'm looking at a free 20 racks. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it.
He still pulled off with the 20 racks. I know what you're saying, like all the shit that he's messing up with the business, but how I'm looking at it, maybe in his past, he said, I'm never letting a janky promoter play me again. Like, I'm never letting these niggas
that could have been a chord that was struck by that janky promoter.
That's what just his fuse that just broke right there when it's just like, you shortened me 10K. And 10K is kind of a lot. Like, even though we don't know, like, he be rapping about 100,000 and all this. Yeah, the man getting money, but he probably got a goal to see 100 million. So if you taking 10K away from me, that's taking almost like, a percentage of what I'm trying to get. So it's like, I'm about to whoop your ass,
Yeah,
so,
I agree with all that, but what I'm saying is that, are we in this shit for the long run or what? Because you have to think in this sense. That's just like saying if you got a strap on you and a nigga does something. Yeah. So does that give me like, fuck that nigga? My pride is on. Bop bop. Cameras around. That's how dumb little niggas get caught the fuck up.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that. Yes.
Well, he kind of
shit happens in the heat of the moment, but I'm saying you gotta find when you're on. That's why I started off, like, my opinion, or basically what I would do in that position. I started off with, if I was in that position, because that changes everything.
Yeah.
Because all rappers being on this big platform, it has these judges and these DAs want to come at you harder. So for assault and battery, you could go sit down for a county lid 2 years for some shit like that. Yeah. You gotta weigh these options. To beat this guy up for 10,000 and you never performed, you gotta put your pride to the side now. Because at the end, you didn't get played. You got played on the agreement, but now you got the right to not perform and walk away with 20 and not get sued.
Yeah, true.
So you don't lose anything. So now beating a guy up, what? You satisfied your pride, but then you had to go sit down for 2 days. You lost more money. You got a case to fight. You got to pay the lawyers.
All right. So
if he wins the case, you got to pay his lawyers. The amount of money that you lost is just not shit to that 10,000.
What if now you did do the show, but he just shorted you this 10K? That's like what?
Oh, for sure. I'm sending the hounds.
Okay,
I'm gonna send the hounds at you because now I went on stage. Because first off, I'm not gonna go on stage until I get my 10. But if you told me you had the 10, go ahead and go. And I go on stage, and then after I get off, you don't have the 10. Now you purposely set me up to play me because you sent me on the stage knowing you was gonna come through with that other 10. So now I'm looking at, nigga, your intentions was grimy from the jump. Because you just told me it was in the office. I'm still gonna try to control my emotions. Like I said, this is outside perspective, so I got more time to think and react. But I'm saying, if I was in that position, I'm gonna try to just think more professional and more in the longevity sense of thinking. Do I want to get cuffed up right now for beating this ass, and that 10,000 I didn't get ain't gonna be compared to the times 10 plus that I'm gonna lose in attorney fees and bailing out. His bailing out was low, but just calculating all this shit and
like
weighing
15,
my options.
14,
now I heard like 1,500. I heard something lower.
Not 15,000.
So the bail, but the amount that it's gonna come from lawyer fees.
Yeah. No, I understand settlement. That, but what I'm trying to tell, what my perspective is, just thinking him
I understand
as
it
being
too.
an
Like,
artist.
I understand it is that sometimes people blow up so fast.
Multiple times of being, like how he even say he started. He started out broke, had no money in his game. So he's going to go through the levels of being paid by these promoters, but the way how the internet is trying to caption the man taking $80 and
that's because the internet ain't shit, man.
You never win with the internet, but y'all need to really start being smart and start realizing it wasn't $80. Just like how my man's Magic just said, It's probably he took the goddamn card, he took the wallet, so he has to report what he took, and then now
so that's going on a report.
Around.
People are taking bits and pieces out of the report. Think about it. We all know how this media shit work, right? Yeah. We all gotta put the caption up that seems enticing. You know, we all gotta report what sounds more funny. Hilarious.
I thought DaBaby spilling apple juice.
That was more of the funny take than the money shit. It's like beat your ass and just pour my apple juice on you.
Yeah, because they say his name's DaBaby, so I just kept thinking.
The nigga just had a bottle of apple juice
and poured it like that shit was kind of funny to me. Like, maybe he gave him the wrong apple juice. So that shit was pretty funny. But my perspective on that is like that $80 bullshit in the caption.
Yeah. But you can't even argue with that because the internet is the internet.
I don't, but it's just a situation that we don't know DaBaby's situation of how he feels of being played with these janky promoters. So it's like, cut the man some slack of why he didn't send his goons, because his goons actually punched on the other dude that was there.
Goons should have punched on everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm telling you, the way this stuff works, when you the big dog, you are never supposed to be put in a position, whether it's to take the charge. Yeah. That was that same shit with fucking Juice WRLD. If the reason that he took all those pills was to elude the cops and what he actually had, somebody was supposed to be there to take the charge, that he wasn't put in a position to feel that he was supposed to pop all those pills. And we're not saying that somebody else's life isn't as valuable as the others, but being realistic, his life is more valuable as the other because he's feeding the whole team. Yeah. So we're being realistic about it. We're not just saying you're not shit because you didn't make the meal, but if I'm the boss and I'm feeding us, we got to keep me free so I can feed you, your family. So
that's
always
supposed
to be a fall guy. So
I knew you were gonna come at me like that, so I knew we'd have like that yin yang thing situation going on, but I just wanted to let them know.
And I understand your opinion, your perspective too, is that you blow up so fast, you still got the same energy from when you was in the hood. Yeah. You giving off the same energy when somebody crossed that boundary line. It don't matter whether it's a promoter, fucking president, it don't matter who it is. If they cross that line, your reaction is going to be the same. Yeah. It does
until
not
you grow
lessen
out of it,
until you grow out of it. But my perspective is that when you reach that status, you need to start working diligently to fucking outgrow that line of thinking, because the amount of money you're going to lose, the freedom you risk losing, it's not worth that itty bitty money when you're going out making.
This first situation of really about to lose some money, because I don't think everybody that he's been whooping their ass been really
nothing else from the murder to that, nothing else ever trickled back down to affect him, because it was always in self-defense. Yeah. This is his first thing that we actually heard about that isn't in self-defense. He's the aggressor, or allegedly he's the aggressor. His team's the aggressor. Based on him not getting this money. But just for all the artists out there, like y'all, and most of them, that's kind of already going. They know how to handle things, but you gotta think that way. Like, do you want to lose, a couple $100,000? And I'm not saying everybody feeling they proving a point to be hard or not, but at the end of the day, that's basically what it is. Yeah. The pride. You're doing this shit for the pride, you know. So is it really worth that? Like, the nigga didn't spit on you. He didn't really physically disrespect you and put his hands on you. So if a dude ain't taking it to the level of disrespecting you physically and you a millionaire, there's some shit you gotta send your people to handle.
Principles and he gotta
you just
move
can't
different.
You can't be like directly involved in the physical beating of another motherfucker when you the voice, when you the name, when you the boss, when you got the bread, because they automatically are suing you.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
You just a check. You
just don't do it.
Check.
Just walk away from that shit.
Clear check.
Walk away.
Hey,
and speaking of walking away, we told y'all about this shit 2 weeks ago, and I don't want to touch on it too deep because we did, and I don't like beating at a dead horse. But this French Montana shit, this nigga should just walk away from going back and forth with 50, because 50 is not the nigga that you want to have any type of online beef with. The nigga don't sleep. The nigga basically on some gate shit. Yeah. I don't get tired. The nigga will just continually go at you.
That nigga is the king of pettiness.
And everybody know this. So this the last nigga you should be wanting to beef with on the fucking internet. Yeah. And it's funny that now, like, people could go back to our last video, and that's the one that's been catching a bunch of traffic. We spoke about this fake stream and these fake numbers and that fake ass gold plaque before the rest of the world got that. We brought that to everybody first. And now people are seeing this shit come to light from Spotify's being fucking hacked.
Yeah.
Spotify's being hacked and had his shit being played. Just recently, he just said, and I don't even see how that was his best argument point. He said, 50, you buying these streams. I checked the numbers. They all coming from New York. Nigga, you from New York too.
Yeah.
So if that's your validation to prove that it was 50, nigga, you retarded.
Yeah.
Cause you in New York too, nigga. And both y'all camps is probably stationed in New York. So to say that they're coming from New York did not help your fucking fight.
And do you got the damn video?
Oh, that's yeah.
This did not help your fight at all.
It's beginnings like this.
Y'all
right?
know when people start some shit in the beginning, and when it's already a lie, they got to start some shit like this.
A couple weeks ago when we did our video on when Whack 100 got knocked out, it's like nighttime. This nigga starts the video talking about.
I'm just now waking up.
The introduction on somebody's videos can let you know off the rip, y'all niggas is bogus. And this is how you know off the beginning of this little Instagram TV clip. And I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I just want y'all to hear some of the beginning of this bullshit. You can already hear.
Listen,
it's bogus as fuck. That drawn out laugh. Fuck out
here. Yeah, you sensitive dinosaur. I got all under your skin. Every post on your page is about me.
50 does
when
that.
Hate don't work. They start telling lies, baby. Go keep buying my streams and telling them I'm faking streams. I checked on it. They all coming from New York. I did my homework.
He's stationed in New
Damn you, man.
Not the best.
I got the Bugatti, baby. Blue and black. Nipsey blue. RP my nigga Nipsey. Look, I'm dope. This what happened when you got too many cars, baby. Yo, 50, man. You was hot enough right now that I can go to the studio and make a diss record. But you like Christmas in Alaska.
So that part I wanted to touch on. So I don't know if it's been fully released yet, because I think I just heard yesterday a portion of the clipping on the Breakfast Club.
That he has a diss record.
He has a diss record. Yeah. So clearly we can see who's being bothered by these internet antics, and it's French Montana. He's saying he got 50 bothered. A lot of times I don't see 50 bothered.
Yeah.
The nigga just has fun with his bullshit. But the way this dude, come on, you guys got to think about it. Like, place yourself in your car, right? Place yourself in your car. Place yourself in, get in the zone, right? You got your phone. Whatever's going through your mind, you getting ready. You open up with a laugh.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, you hit record and then you start laughing.
Record, then you start laughing.
A game ass fucking roll down Crenshaw. Start recording, then start crying. Nigga, this is a production. You niggas are fucking recording a production. It's not something that was authentically captured.
What y'all don't notice is that French laughed at the comments already. That was his real laugh when he seen the comments saying, okay, he faking streams, boom, he got caught. Then when he pressed record, that's the fake laugh of all being, you know, like, okay, y'all.
Well, he probably didn't even laugh then, because he probably really is faking the stream, so it was nothing to laugh about. He's like, damn, these niggas caught on. Let me go ahead and make a video and let them know it's 50 because it says it's coming from New York.
Yeah. He's from New York, you know, and then, like, you know, then he says on the video.
And I don't put it past 50. Don't get me wrong.
Nah, I won't
50 is a petty nigga.
50,
but I'm just saying, if the way you can validate, is your best validation saying that is the homework is showing that the streams come from New York, that's just not, it's not good enough. That's not good enough an explanation when you from New York.
Record, but you have
and then you saying you're not bothered by the guy, and
you
came out with a diss record.
He gotta be bothered. He's coming up with fake ass photoshops of this man kissing Eminem.
Oh yeah, that was fake too.
Like, you know, like when you do shit like that, like, come on, man, you a grown ass man.
You hot and bothered.
Yeah, you really bothered because now you trying to play with this man, knowing that shit. That picture would have probably been out, bro. But you over here photoshopping shit.
That was Photoshop.
You know, to make it seem like he's doing this because you kind of losing this internet battle. You're never gonna win with 50. Everybody knows that. You're not gonna win with 50. You better stop, because he's gonna really show that all them streams is coming from French Montana iPhones. You know, and that's gonna be a big ass problem.
If we listen to one of the first songs this nigga came out, we would think this nigga wasn't worried about nothing.
Yeah.
You remember the nigga first shit? Nigga ain't worried about nothing.
Yeah, you know.
This nigga worried about everything, you know, right now.
You kind of worried about everything that 50's doing. I'm all on your post right now.
I would have just left 50 alone going at it with this nigga, especially when I already know the dumb shit I did. I threw 3 old ass fucking records on my album to make it instantly go platinum. Then we got people coming out talking about, and that's the icing on the cake for 50. 50 over here tabbing in with all type of dealers, getting the motherfucking loan paperwork from the financial institution to show that this guy got a 60-month loan on the Bugatti. Car, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing to do with getting a loan or leasing your car, but just make sure it's that when you present it to the public. He comes and present it as if he just dropped 1.8 mil on a car.
But you kind of
in the midst of you beefing with 50, You know 50 gonna go try to find the truth out. This is what this nigga live for.
That's what he does.
So you don't do that in the midst of beefing with the pettiest nigga on the internet. Mention a $1.8 million Bugatti when you got in a fucking 60-month loan that ain't gonna be over to like what 25, 50 cent or some shit like that.
Promoting power. You know you don't play with 50
you know this
like
man
that.
gonna come at you.
You know that. You already
this nigga
know.
is wild. So now he's over here trying to do the cleanup.
Yeah, and he's kind of dirtying up. Like, you know, every time I clean up, you mess up.
You know how they say shit lives on the internet for a little bit because everybody got their shortest attention span. They move on to something else. There's a time. Put the pride to the side. Pull a Patrick move and go back under the rock and wait for this shit to just die out. Yeah, because somebody else is gonna do some goofy shit,
and then you gonna be you're
gonna not be worried about. But as long as you keep fueling the fire and respawning the topic. This shit's been going on for like almost a week.
Yeah, you know, and
that's because he's keeping it lit. Yep. He's throwing fucking gunpowder right into the flame. And
stop doing that shit. Don't do that.
50 built for this shit. He built to go at niggas.
He ready to press the button.
Non-stop.
50 is Donald Trump in hip hop. That nigga ready to press the button.
Yeah, them niggas. He got IG fingers for sure.
He ready to press the button.
I wouldn't even deal with this nigga, but it's fucked up because there's certain artists that you look at it in a different light to, where you have respect for them, whether it's for their grind or how they conduct their business moves. And then when you see shit like that, because I always looked at French in a respected way until he did the weird shit where he like turned his back on Meek because he wanted those features from Drake. That was the first strike right there.
He got beat up for that. That's what 50 said. That's
I heard that the Chasers ran into him and some shit happened backstage, but no one ever addressed it. Even when Akademiks did that recent interview with him, he didn't ask him. So to me, that's probably a telltale sign that something probably actually occurred because he probably was told prior to the interview starting not to ask that question.
Yeah, and he did it anyway. But it's
like just fucked up when you see shit like this and you was fucking with these artists and somehow they know. Fuck up the image or the perception you had of them when they start doing goofball shit because you respect them in a certain light. For the ones that may love DMX or love Jay-Z, if you seen them like downgrading themselves as a person in ways to where they indulge in shit like this, it'll make you lose respect for that. Yeah. Like niggas need to stand for shit. Don't beef with 50 on the internet because that nigga ain't the nigga to fuck with. You know? And don't lease cars or get loans on cars and then put it out to the world that you dropped almost $2 million on it. And I don't even give a fuck that is. Like people, like there's people complaining about a Bugatti. You can't complain about the nigga buying it. That's one thing I can say. Niggas cannot try to say shit about it being an old Bugatti. Nigga, it's a Bugatti.
Yeah, it's a Bugatti, regardless what it is.
You niggas gotta get the fuck out of here. Especially the niggas that's on the internet that don't have the money for a motherfucking Hyundai. Yeah. You for sure can't be out here trying to get on this nigga ass because he bought an 08 Bugatti. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know, so
that
it's
for
like
sure you niggas shouldn't be doing.
Internet should not. Y'all can't do that. You know, but 50's gonna make y'all do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but
the way he's gonna clown this shit and make it so hilarious, niggas gonna go over there. Oh, you're supposed to be rich. It was the same way, and I don't want to keep throwing other shit in here, but it was the same shit where it's this weird ass like thought processes that the internet has when fucking Kendrick Lamar bought his sister like a car that was fit for her lifestyle. It was a brand new Camry, a Toyota, straight off the lot, brand new. And why you buying her this type of car? You a millionaire? Like, nigga, you don't know the lifestyle my sister living. I just bought her a $20,000, $30,000 car, cash paid for. I'm probably gonna pay for her insurance and everything. Yeah, she's getting a free car to drive around that's in her name. And because I'm rich, you telling me I should be buying her a Wraith? A Wraith doesn't fit her lifestyle. So why the fuck would I be buying her a Wraith? It's like you niggas have this weird ass like mindset on how shit should actually happen. Yeah. No, I could bless my family with whatever I feel like blessing them. You're not the motherfucking go-to. I gotta come ask for approval or what I should be purchasing for them.
True.
Get the fuck out of here.
I gotta stop that.
Yeah, stop that shit. We're gonna wrap this up though. Episode 9. We probably should have some like. Not gonna speak on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just stay tuned.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
If y'all made it here, if y'all made it to the end, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell.
And hit that
Shout
bell.
out to those recent subscribers we actually got. We appreciate that. Everybody that tapped in to that last video. Keep our numbers going up. Share the videos to some people that y'all may feel that share the same interest in podcasts like us. Try to help us get up, man. We got a steep hill to climb, and we're gonna need some help with that. So be interactive on our shit. Hit that like button, sub button, and we out this bitch.
Peace.
Real response.